It's the beginning. I think, yes. Do you know, the triumph for me is that we went from people not knowing, ever having heard of neonicotinoids, or neonicotinoids, however you pronounce them, to people all over Europe coming together, wildlife organisations, NGOs, Women's Institute and individuals coming together and saying with one voice that we want to have this pesticide banned. Now, I think the achievement there, in Germany, for instance, the German government changed their stance at the very last minute. That was due to public pressure. So I think the triumph is the triumph is that what the people achieved, but it's not gone anywhere near far enough, and there are so many problems still. It's not a ban. People think it's a ban. It's a 2-year temporary restriction on 3 neonicotinoids. That doesn't go far enough. There are many more neonicotinoids that are equally dangerous in sublethal and chronic ways to bees that are still there on the market, and various uses as well. I mean, if you just look at one of the ones that was banned on flowering crops, imidacloprid, is actually also in flea treatment. So it's still being used on I think in cows, cats and dogs. So it's getting into the surface water. So firstly, I don't think the restrictions have gone far enough. The fact that the moratorium is just for 2 years, I don't know what it's going to show us. You know, some of these substances remain persistent in the soil for 2-4 more years than that. So the plants that are being grown, the oilseed rape, for instance, which is grown next year without neonicotinoids, will be grown in soil that has still got residues in it. So this will still be a problem for bees. I have no idea how they're going to monitor any decrease in bee decline. I think in 2 years there's not going to be a decrease just by restricting a few neonicotinoids. So that's on the neonicotinoid level. I think we need to go further, and pesticides in general. But then separately there's the habitat loss, and we've lost 98% of our wildflower meadows and grasslands since the end of the Second World War. And what's left is all fragmented and degraded. So that's, for me, it's as if that's the war, and the pesticides are one of the current battles. So we need to be working on both of those. When it comes to, and here I'm talking about wild bees, you know, bumblebees, solitary bees and all other pollinators. There are separate issues for honeybees, and I think more money needs to be put into researching other bee decline. At the moment, I think there's something like 70 scientists are employed by the government to research honeybee decline, and half a scientist, you know, a part-time scientist researching all other pollinators. So I think that's imbalanced. That needs to change.